live reaction to the Outriders stream. We're, as you can see, waiting for the stream to go live. So if you're watching later, you can skip ahead. Immediately get to the good stuff. I'm joined by Dennis and Joyce. How are you guys today?
Hello, I'm doing great. I'm actually pretty excited for this. Like, every time we see something new from Outriders, I'm always like, oh yeah, that game was really fun. And I'm kind of interested to pick it up again. So I'm kind of hoping that the same thing is going to happen again today.
Yeah. Me too. It's been a while. Gotta be honest. So I gotta.
Did you play the new update, Joyce? Because of course we had last year sort of renaissance as well for the game, where they suddenly had the new Horizons update and really basically changed the Endgame. They did add some new maps as well, right? Expeditions.
Yeah, they did. We played those on stream. I think we went Easter egg hunting with chat. That was pretty good, great.
You two did that. It was actually pretty fun to see. Myself, I have jumped into it maybe once, but we had.
Yeah, it was like a busy time.
Yes. So apologies. I'm definitely looking forward to this expansion that's coming up.
Yeah. So as I already told you before the stream, IGN was able to play it already. I think like a very select group of people got to play the DLC already, and they put up a preview with like all the info. So I like briefly skipped through it, so I already know some stuff. Will not be sharing it here. Hey, Al Cassie, good to see you. Thanks for joining. I see a lot of people on YouTube there as well. Thanks for joining, everyone. But yeah, in short, it seems to be just an extension of what we expected in the base game, with even more depth if you're looking for that in the build system. But I'm sure they will talk about it here. Like, these broadcasts are usually 15-20 minutes and go through the content or like to the information pretty fast. And I'm curious if they will drop a release date and what the price will be, because this will be the first paid content for the game, of course. So that also, increases sort of the expectation.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's one of the interesting things about Outriders, is that they advertised it from the start as being like everything is in the box. Like, you don't need to wait for more content to drop or lore to drop or stuff like that. We will be providing quality of life updates and stuff like that, but the game is pretty much a full game when you buy it. And then they started releasing, first they had to fix a lot of stuff. I mean, people who played it at large remember that. But after that, like, that new Horizons update is a really good example, because that was a pretty big update with a lot of new free stuff. And I feel like, we talked about it in the video we made on it as well, but I feel like that's one of the most like generous transmog systems we've seen in any game, period. It was really well done. So with all
across class, that was cool.
Yeah,
that if you like found something
class,
for
like super easy access to like immediately transmog like a full armor set if you had that, and like no need to dismantle items. Like, as soon as you got something, you could immediately apply that skin to any weapon of the same type. So that was really cool. So with that all being free, you're putting the bar for paid content, I feel, pretty high, because they already put out some cool stuff, like you mentioned as well, some new maps for the Endgame mode, which all, I think, were not miles ahead, but definitely better and more polished than the ones we had in the main game. And of course,
that bodes well for this
as well. Yeah, for sure.
So, hey, Dennis, good to see you as well.
Hey.
A lot of people are asking. I think we already answered it, but this seems to be paid DLC. I think they already confirmed it. But I'm curious if this also means like a sort of relaunch for the game, just like Horizons was, but now maybe in a bigger way. Because Horizons was really, let's put the game in a great spot so we can add content to it later instead of having to focus on fixes. And maybe now with this Worldslayer DLC, they're like, okay, we're making this big expansion with hopefully a lot of content, new things to chase, new gear, new weapons, and we will also do more of a post-launch thing, because I think the everything is in the box tactic really worked before launch, because some people were burned by Anthem and other like live service game that just did not live up to the expectations. But after launch, it became pretty soon apparent that there was nothing new to look forward to. So I'm curious if they maybe change that for this. And I'm curious when it launches, because I think now is the perfect time, one, for the stream. It's just before the summer of games, before we get hyped for the holiday titles, Hogwarts Legacy, maybe Jedi Fallen Order gets revealed soon, all that good stuff. Like, there's nothing really happening till August when Saints Row is happening, and that's not even like the biggest game. So if they are able to launch it in the summer or like May, June, something like that, I think that would be a big win. But curious if we will hear the release date.
Yeah, for sure. I would love like a release in a quieter period so that we can like
Next week.
give it a...
Next week,
It
dang.
would be wonderful. Hit me.
Yeah.
Let's do
Like
it.
something like that would be
Probably
great
not.
because that was with New Horizons as well. I think New Horizons, they basically dropped it the day off. I think, right? It was pretty like, hey,
Yeah,
and
well,
it's out now.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
it's like we're doing a broadcast, and then at the end of the broadcast, there's like, oh, by the way, all this content we've been talking about, boot up your game. It's here now. It's literally
Yeah.
the Opera, and if you look under your seat,
Yeah.
You
For
lied.
you.
I don't think they're gonna pull that with the DLC, but I do
No.
hope that they're gonna be releasing it relatively soon. And also, like, the one thing I'm curious about, because we did already see a little teaser of this at the previous broadcast, and I do think, I don't remember if it was confirmed, but I do think we saw a new enemy faction, which of course,
Yeah,
enemy,
they have.
Yeah.
enemy
to do that.
factions in a game like this are super important, so I'm
Looks
really
very
curious
slick.
to hear what those are gonna be about and how they're gonna...
They already did
how they're
like
gonna make some combat.
a slap towards Destiny with their transmog system. So I think they will do it here again by introducing a new faction way before Destiny ever did. So, because for Destiny we still have 4 aliens, right?
There's a
And
bit
the
more.
Taken. But those
Yeah,
are
you have-
like, those
you have
those-
Taken, Cabal, High, Fallen, Vex. Am I missing something? I think that's...
Those were all in
Yeah.
Destiny 1 and in
Scorn?
Destiny... And
Scorn,
Taken King had
Scorn
the
were
Taken.
added in Forsaken, but technically
Scorn
the
is
Scorn
Fallen.
are Fallen,
Yeah. So weird.
so... I mean, lore nerds are gonna be very angry if you say that, but... We can
It's
say-
okay.
When I like look at Destiny footage, I always see the ogre, and I'm like, I'm out. I already killed this guy like 100 times, and I didn't even
It's
play
all-
Destiny 2 a lot.
It's all ogre now.
Yeah.
Why didn't you? My war is with the worst of
If the audio, by the way, needs to be upped, let me know. I'm gonna pull it up a bit.
Terrible, terrible.
And by the way, you have rewards.
How many of
This
my
is the cutscene we saw.
just to reach us?
Reach who? Oh, hello.
That's icy. Oh god, that outfit though.
Badass. With the fur?
Yeah. I remember your character being named Aloy.
Oh yeah, it looked like Aloy too.
Yeah. Will we finally get an outfit that will represent her?
I hope so. I would be down for a collab.
Well, hello there, people. My name is Lucy, and welcome back to another Outriders broadcast. Today, I am very excited because we get to finally reveal to you Outriders Worldslayer. Now, we first teased the existence of Worldslayer back in November last year, where we also introduced the free New Horizon update, which saw us add a whole plethora of quality of life improvements and content to the game. And ever since then, we have been hard at work on Outriders Worldslayer. But what exactly is it?
Yeah, tell
Let's get
us.
to it, people. Today,
Yes.
I present to you Outriders Worldslayer, the reveal trailer.
World premiere.
Trailer!
Thanks, Jeff.
Please don't.
There's a reckoning coming.
The
Oh,
Reckoning.
oh,
Oh, hello. Who are you?
that
Two
skull
paths
seems
diverge
familiar.
Before you, Outrider. One leads to a new beginning, and the other to pain.
Her
like a
design
choice.
looks epic.
That's a new boy.
Oh, a lot of big
Seeing a-
boys.
Seeing a lot of new boys here, and a lot of
Ooh,
those
nice.
new armor sets
Oh!
look really cool.
What's coming? There will be nowhere for us to hide.
Bad people?
You've been fighting for
With a
so
T, not with a
long
D.
that you've lost sight of what is true. There is no saving humanity. Humanity is already dead.
You're already dead.
Whoa, mini. Oh, that's like a.
That's
weapon you
the,
can pick up.
uh,
Oh, that's the ability. Yeah.
That
Oh
that's really
god.
cool.
It's very wintery. Like everything, like the clothing,
Yeah,
the weapons, everything is like icy.
That and like every armor in this
Poison
game
Ivy,
was like it
I'm
could
really-
be on the cover of like a metal album.
Oh, whoa.
June?
30th.
We just had
30.
a glimpse
That
into
was-
the story of Outriders
Wow, for the
Worldslayer,
first
Proof,
time.
thank you.
introducing new threats like a
I'm on a
Reshkigal,
holiday
the
then,
Dark
so
Hunter's
good luck
Oh,
to you.
Dennis, let's go.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Well,
The
we don't leave you
Ereshkigal,
hanging there.
alright.
In fact, I think I have just the
It was
right
funny
Probably
because-
completely
job.
butchered the
Here is
pronunciation.
our
but-
resident expert on all things Worldslayer.
Usually when they put down
Take
the
it
release
away.
date, it's in US, and now it was very European, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa, my
I
brain.
mean, people can fly Polish, right?
Outriders
So that would make
Worldslayer.
sense. Yes, please tell us.
Ready? Well, let
No.
me tell you, you are not. Here we go.
I'm not ready.
Okay, you've beaten Outriders.
Okay, so
Calm
it's
down,
after
drop
main
pods,
story,
and
I
crush
was
every expedition to
asking
become
myself that.
supercharged demigods, roaming the battlefields.
Yeah, that's me. I
of
did that.
Enoch.
Totally.
But that doesn't
I
mean
really
you
have to
Outriders
practice.
can kick back and relax just yet.
Uh,
No,
I didn't believe it. But you know,
love the ending, by the way.
it's growing.
in Outriders Worldslayer, we see the anomaly has continued to evolve, rising to the challenge that you, the Outriders, have presented. Frost storms and blizzards now ravage the land at a speed that even Enoch's hyper-evolved monstrosities struggle to adapt to. And as if this wasn't bad enough, Ereshkigal, the commander of the human insurgent faction, has her own designs in mind for the future of humanity on Enoch.
It gets better every day.
Against impossible odds, the Outrider
Uh-oh.
will have to push themselves to their limits.
What
to
do you guess
help
about the
Enoch
price
see
now?
Another day.
Now that we have the release date.
I guess
20,
Is it
30,
20?
I
Want
think.
humanity to
20 or
survive
30
this
bucks.
closing onslaught. You will need to travel to
But
some
that's
of
more
the
content
furthest
than Dawn of
reaches
Ragnarok.
Enoch. New lands, of course, also bring new horrors. And
It does look
Outriders
to be
Worldslayer
pretty expensive,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
introduce new enemy variants.
Ooh, yes.
It adds entirely new adversaries. These all formulate a pretty scary gang of beasts and bosses who are very
boy.
eager to say hello. Unsure if your current gear will be good enough for these adventures?
I'm very
Well,
unsure.
it isn't, but not to worry.
It is.
Outriders Worldslayer adds
It
a
isn't.
bunch of new loot for you to hunt down, including badass
Oh, nice
weaponry
flamethrower.
as well as class-specific
Oh!
and
What is that I
legendary
wanted?
armor sets. More on that topic a bit later. For now, let's have a look
And-
at our biggest new features.
Having like the transmog at launch
The
for this
packs
is gonna
drew
be great.
strength from the anomaly in their own way.
I
By
see a comment
exploring
that's
their
actually pretty
paths,
interesting. Will it
you
be
too
free on
will be
Game
able
Pass?
to unlock
I don't
the
think so.
secondary skill tree,
But maybe.
which adds 2 more subclass branches for each
Would be
of
huge.
the original classes. Points for
Oh!
these new
This
back
is
class
kinda
trees
huge.
unlock
Yeah.
after completing significant events in Outriders Worldslayer.
I see.
But even a new skill tree won't be enough to reach the highest echelons of difficulty.
Oh,
As an
Jesus.
altered, you will still need to ascend. Ascension is the new long-term progression system introduced in Outriders Worldslayer. Step by step, it will allow you to improve your endurance, your brutality, your prowess.
Yeah, so basically,
and
like,
even
they're
the
really going
anomaly
the Borderlands
power
route.
itself.
Yeah.
200 ascension
Mid-rank.
points
200
unlock
assassin points, yeah.
continued ascension
A little bit like the
will be a
mastery
constant
points,
companion
but
in
then better.
Outriders Worldslayer.
Yeah, in a way. And
Even over
But we'll have to
hundreds
see
of
if it's
hours
better.
of play.
Game's not out yet.
100 hours of gameplay.
Of course it does, but we're not done yet.
Damn, there's a lot.
Worldslayer introduces Apocalypse tiers.
Oh,
Which will be
GG.
replacing
Let's go.
Jail stairs.
Yeah.
even when playing Expeditions.
No.
Apocalypse tiers will be active across all Worldslayer
Oh, this
content,
like main
and
levels.
will go up to level 40.
Yeah.
That
Oh
means
my
you have
God.
a path of level 75 gear 2. Speaking of gear, Apocalypse tiers also introduce Apocalypse gear.
Makes sense.
A third mod slot
Oh, wow.
will propel your gear to its
That is
most
huge.
form yet.
Okay.
In combination with the many new and brutal mods
That
of
is
Worldslayer,
huge.
well, let's just say you'll be able to bring some unseen crazy firepower to the table.
Oh my god. New engine.
3 mod slots on an
That's
item
already a lot.
in Outriders is just...
Throughout the Outriders Worldslayer campaign, You'll already have your hands full of dealing with Ereshkigal and
I think they're gonna
Herminius.
just extend the
However,
expansion or the
if you
expedition.
do manage to get past her, well, the true endgame still awaits.
Whoa.
The trial of Taria Gratar.
The
But
who?
let's
The
not
what
get
now?
ahead of ourselves. That, my
Is this,
friends, is the tale for another
Endless dungeon.
Well, we don't know yet because
I think
it's a tale
they-
for another
Now,
spotlight.
these are just some of what Worldslayer has in store for you.
It seemed like
I'm pretty happy so far.
Yeah, looks
Finally
good.
experience the next step in the Outriders universe. It brings a brand new campaign where you go toe-to-toe with the powerful, altered
I have to
Ereshkigal.
skip my holiday,
We're
I think.
extending the world tier system, and these are now called
Again.
tiers and go all the way up to level 40.
Dang.
Here, you'll find new weapons and gear with a third mod slot, and we call this Apocalypse Gear. And there will be new mods for you to find and equip, such as
Yay!
noxious spawns. Happy hunting. You'll
The
also be
spawns?
able to develop your power through the patch trees, which allow you to boost and further diversify all 4 of your classes. And if all that wasn't enough, the trial of Taria Gratar, our new endgame, combined with the new Ascension system, will push even the most experienced Outriders to their limits and beyond.
I think they're gonna drop the
To
story
close out
bosses you
today's
see
show, we're
during
gonna
that
bring on
campaign
our community
in
maestro,
that
Robbie, to
endgame.
preemptively answer any of the burning questions we expect you to have about Worldslayer.
Price!
Is he a
What's it
cartoon
gonna
or is he
cost?
a real human? Who knows? But here he is.
Thanks, Lucy, and hello, everyone. In this community section, we're going to go over some of the final points in Worldslayer.
Yeah, release date.
So, without further delay, let's just jump right in. We've built Worldslayer for both existing players
boost or something,
and
maybe?
new players alike.
I would assume
The
so.
original game with all of our updates, improvements, and new heroes and content is also included with Worldslayer.
Okay,
The
so
new
it is a
Worldslayer
restart.
campaign picks up right after the end of the original. And if you want to, you'll be able to start
Sick.
Worldslayer with a completely fresh character that has been boosted to level
That's nice
30.
for multiple
So
characters
you
as
won't
well.
be lagging behind your friends if
Interesting.
you are a
So
new
you
That
want
is
to
player.
explore the
great.
other
Yeah.
classes. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just
And
power
don't
level
forget,
them.
skipping ahead to Worldslayer, you'll be able to still progress through Worldslayer first and then jump back into the original game's content.
Nice.
So,
Yep.
if you're a
Cool.
complete newbie and you pick up Worldslayer, you'll have everything included. But what about existing players? Well, if you're a returning Outriders player, then firstly, welcome back. Secondly, we've got you covered too, with the Worldslayer upgrade option. If you buy the upgrade option on the same platform you purchased Outriders on, all Worldslayer content will be seamlessly integrated into your base game. Your characters and all your progress, armor, weaponry will be waiting right there for you when you face the new trials ahead.
Outriders 2 kind of, yeah, it looks
And I-
big.
I guess the upgrade is
There will
less
be
than
questions about
Yeah,
the
yeah, of
buying.
course, yeah,
We're gonna hear about that now.
Worldslayer was developed with having a long-term progression system in mind. The main campaign in Worldslayer will get you back into the swing of things, but every true looter shooter fan knows it's the end game and the loot hunt where you'll be investing the lion's share of your hours. Of course, throughout all of this, you'll be pushing your Apocalypse tiers as well as your Ascension tiers ever higher, keeping the game challenging whilst also min-maxing your characters to the nth degree. To that end, we expect the search for new legendary gear
Hey.
and sets, and especially the hunt for Apocalypse variants of said gear to keep you very
Yes.
engaged for a very long time. Oh, and one last thing before you go. We know the wait for the game is never fun, so if you pre-order either Worldslayer or the Worldslayer upgrade digitally, you will get 48 hours early access to the new
Okay.
mysteries that await.
Okay.
That's
We
cool.
hope that answers a lot of your burning questions on Worldslayer that you
So I assume that
haven't
means we
on
can
the video.
find the
so
price
right
then.
now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we can check.
And give us a follow for the latest news on Outriders. We are so excited for you to all jump into
June
Worldslayer on
30th.
June 30th.
Man!
Back to you, Lucy.
But that's the biggest question is the price.
Thank you, Robbie.
Probably gonna
Now, with
say
the release
that,
of
or we have
Outriders
to look it
Worldslayer
up.
Coming at the end of June.
I'm gonna look it up
pre-orders
now
are
if they're not gonna
live
say it.
Are live now.
And for you newcomers, if you pre-order Outriders Worldslayer digitally,
Oh,
you will,
I know.
of course, have
Okay,
access
so-
to Outriders
Hold up,
digitally
wait a minute.
I'll wait until it's
straight
done.
away, so you can start now and get ready for Worldslayer. Don't worry, June will be here quicker than you think. Time is flying. And that about summarizes it for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. It has been a pleasure as always. And do join us for the next broadcast where we deep dive into the brand new Worldslayer Endgame, the trial of Taya Gritta. Bye-bye for now.
Cool. Prices.
See ya. Okay, so the full game, including Worldslayer, is 70 euros, and the upgrade is 40 euros.
Damn.
Okay, so that is pretty pricey.
Yeah.
But it does look to be
Yeah, it looks to be
like
big.
pretty big expansion.
Yeah, if you buy it with PlayStation Plus, you even get a discount. But yeah, that's what the PlayStation prices are right now.
Why I think it's not... Oh, and it's a 10% discount. That's what they say, at least here.
Yes.
It may not be available on all platforms for retailers.
But yeah,
so
it looks basically
Never mind.
like we don't know how long the campaign will be. I would imagine it's shorter, but yeah, it's really like if you liked the Outriders Endgame, there's just way more going on now, which is great.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
maybe you can still go back to the expeditions. I would imagine so. I mean, if you can just scale it with the world tiers and stuff, right?
I mean, the fun thing, we don't know that for sure yet. There are a couple of like more in-depth questions I have, which I don't think we're going to get an answer to before launch. But if I remember the way the system works correctly, like your top tier of perks, like your legendary perks, are still rank 3. And I don't think we saw rank 4 perks here. So that means that, sure, you're going to be farming new legendary perks, but if you still missed some from the base game, you probably want to get them in those expeditions, plus the fact that they reworked that vendor system, so you're now able to like spend your drop pod resources to buy specific ones as well. So I still think that has a place in the end game.
For sure. And I think it's better that they like went all out, because they of course worked on it for a full year, I would imagine, of course.
Yeah,
big
absolutely.
Team, and yeah, I'm curious though if they're able to get this off the ground, because it's been a year. A lot of people maybe forgotten about it, and again, a lot of people also played it through Game Pass. And unless like Microsoft like brings the money to People Can Fly and Square Enix, and they put it on Game Pass, but I think the whole idea behind this expansion is to also get money from the people who never spend money on it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't. Maybe they announced it like this is probably going to launch around. Or like, yeah, Microsoft is probably going to do an Xbox showcase around this time. Maybe they announce it for Game Pass. Like, that would be huge. But yeah, I would not like... Because if the pre-orders are up right now and then you figure out, hey, it's on Game Pass, that's kind of weird, right? So
Yeah, they did lower the price for the base game, though. It's now 50 euros if you want to buy the base game. So without Worldslayer.
Yeah, I mean, you can like probably go to a brick and mortar shop and get it for like $10. I don't know. Like,
Probably.
It seems quite
Probably.
expensive to get the game for $50 now. But
Yeah.
I mean, looks good. Looks pretty solid. And I will be...
Can't wait to jump back in. I mean,
I'm early access. I can actually still play before I leave. That's exciting. Thank God for early access. Somehow the price is we just figured out $40. It seems to be, but there's like a discount as well and pre-order for early access. But yeah, 48 hours early access in a game like this is of course huge. Like I think a lot of people will already be farming the end game when it launches for regular people. Or people that just buy the game, not regular people. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, we will totally keep an eye out, make videos about it when it launches, so subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, have a great weekend already. Tomorrow, only Survive Death. Thanks Dennis and Joyce for joining.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Ooh, goodbye.